We're rolling, baby, with the Berman Method Podcast, treating problems and not symptoms. David going against Goliath. Goliath being the corporate medical system, big pharma, health insurance companies. They do not have your best interests in mind. They will choose profits over patient outcomes every single time. Dr. Jake Berman here with my beautiful co-host,
Jenni Berman, physician assistant.
And it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Oh my gosh, what is the countdown? Like only 2 weeks?
Jeez Louise.
Oh wait, less than 2 weeks. Next week. Why? How did it get here so fast?
Yeah.
Next week.
It's here.
I should know. Stella's had a countdown. I think we have 7 countdown signs in our house for Christmas that she changes every single day.
Started at 39 days.
Yes. Started when we had 39 days left till Christmas. I think we have 4 downstairs and probably 3 upstairs.
Yeah.
Of our house that she changes every day.
Yeah.
So we should know exactly how many days.
We should. Why don't you?
Well, you know, when you've been counting down since 39 days. But anyway, it's next week. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Kids are out of school for like 3 weeks, I think.
A month. This is great.
But yeah, I love the holiday season. I love Christmas.
It's the best. Why do you love it so much?
Mostly because of how I was raised around the holiday. It was always such a happy, cheerful family time. So growing up, my whole entire family lived in Kansas City, Missouri, except for us. We lived in Jacksonville, Florida. And it's all my mom's side of the family lives in Kansas City, but that's the family that we're closest to. And we have tons and tons of cousins and now second cousins. But every year, my parents, every other year, we would drive to Kansas City for Christmas. And then every other year, we would stay home and have Christmas in Jacksonville. And my parents would pack up all of our gifts, all of our things, Santa included, into the van and drive us to Kansas City. We would have full-on Christmas for several days, week in Kansas City, and then we would drive home.
Yeah, and that's kind of sabotaging me in a way, that tradition that you're so used to. And it's really your dad that's sabotaging me, because one of the gifts that is so fondly remembered that you guys reminisce about is this massive 11 billion piece set dollhouse.
Barbie house.
That Santa miraculously delivered to Kansas City. Uh-huh. Which your dad put together.
Yes. Carried all the things up.
Wait a minute. Santa
put together.
Yes. And so this whole very detailed dollhouse, Barbie house, was put together for Christmas morning.
Yes.
And then he took it back apart.
I took all the pieces back down, boxed it back up.
And then put it back together again when he got back to Jacksonville.
Yes.
And now that's where the bar has been set. And for me, I'm going, that's dumb. Like, that is really dumb. Like, call me the Grinch if you want. That is just so much work. And I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze.
It is. It's magical.
Oh, my gosh.
Look at the memories.
Yeah.
My sisters and I are still talking about it to this day.
40 years later, we're still talking about how dumb that was.
Stop using that word. It wasn't dumb. So, yeah, every year Jake's trying to get me to leave our Santa presents in Naples when we spend Christmas in Jacksonville. And I'm like, that's not how Santa works. Santa doesn't come 3 days later.
Oh my gosh. So here I am, the quote unquote logical one. And I'm going, oh man, I got to balance this tightrope of what am I going to do here?
Anyway, that wasn't the point. The point wasn't for us to get in this debate, which if you guys want to comment and send us your thoughts on this debate, feel free, as long as you're taking my side. But what you asked me was, why is Christmas my favorite? And it's just magical. When the sky is pink, Santa's making candy canes. We get to watch Christmas movies. We get to wrap presents. We get to give. I like giving.
Yep. Yeah, you're definitely a giver.
We get to cook fun things and decorate Christmas cookies while listening to Christmas music.
The amount of effort that you, your sister, and your mother put into the bows of your presents, I'm just going, why in the world would you create this masterpiece of a bow that's just going to be demolished 12 hours later?
Because it looks good under the Christmas tree. My mom would not put a Christmas present under the Christmas tree if it didn't have a bow on it. Sometimes she was putting bows on presents until 10 p.m. on Christmas Eve, just so that on Christmas morning, every present had a bow on it underneath the tree. But they really do look pretty if you get them wrapped ahead of time and they sit under the tree. They look beautiful. It looks like a Hallmark movie.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it just brings more cheer.
Your parents' house regularly reminds me of a Hallmark movie.
It does. Yeah, they go all out for Christmas. That was, we always have gone all out for Christmas, and I'm very grateful for that.
How many Santa figurines does your mom have?
I don't know. We did count at one point. I don't even remember now. That was growing up. That was the gift that my dad and I would always go to Hallmark, the store Hallmark, or Ace Hardware and pick out my mom a new Santa. That was like me and my dad's thing. And I would wrap it. And that's what I gave my mom for Christmas every year as like a young kid. Of course, I didn't have my own money, so I didn't buy it. My dad bought it, but still I gave it to her.
So that's why she has 11 billion?
Well, she's the one that started collecting them, and then I just contributed because that was something my dad was going to get her anyway. So then we would just go pick it out together.
And that's how you accumulated all of them?
Yeah. Yes.
How many of them are there now?
I really don't know. We'll have to ask her. I don't know, 20-something probably?
At least 20-something. And they got their own little scenes.
Yeah.
Scenes all around the house. And they've got the fake snow sprinkled in there, which is phenomenal for big dogs because it's usually about tail height.
Yeah, so the tails go. And this year with Walker, it's going to be really fun because he's crazy and pulls everything off of I never had to baby proof my house for the girls. Like, we have this little shelf under our TV that has had glass mason jars and picture frames on the shelf since before the girls were born. Never had to clear that shelf off. And here comes Walker pulling everything off of it.
Everything.
So yes, he's going to be really fun with the snow. She calls it her villages. She has villages all around the house with like the fake snow and these little houses that light up and little people and trees, and Alexa controls everything. Yes,
your dad has been a magician with Alexa controlling all the lights, all of the things.
They'll be like, Christmas light, Alexa, turn the Christmas lights on, and she'll turn all the Christmas lights on in the house, or they can just tell her like one room. She's nuts. He's nuts. I don't know which one, Alexa or my dad. But okay, anyways, are we just talking about Christmas this episode?
I don't know. I mean, we just keep going.
It is good. It's a good dopamine hit for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Hearing positive things. It doesn't have to be Christmas. It could be Hanukkah or whatever holiday you want to celebrate. Just make it happy.
Grinchmas?
Yeah, that's you.
That's me?
Uh-huh.
The Grinch?
I used to call you the Grinch all the time, didn't I?
Used to? You don't anymore?
Not as much. You're better.
Okay.
You'll at least entertain me at Christmas time. Anyway.
Oh my goodness. It's funny because it's just completely opposite. My family growing up versus your family growing up. It's just completely different. And I believe that that's true for a lot of people. There's a bunch of very unique family traditions where my family tradition for Christmas was let's wake up at 6 a.m. and open the presents as fast as we possibly can and try to be to the woods by 30 minutes after sunrise so that we could either hunt and or play with the toys that we got, because it was usually a go-kart or something, a gun that we could shoot or something that needed to be in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, let's get through this Christmas thing as fast as possible and get to the woods. Versus your family, it's a whole month-long ordeal.
It's not a month, but it is the whole dang day.
Well, Christmas really starts Christmas Eve the night before with a giant family tradition meal. And then Christmas Day itself, it is the whole day.
It is the whole day, yes. I mean, growing up, it definitely was the whole day. It's not as much the whole day now that we all have families, and like my middle sister has to go to her in-laws, and then my oldest sister has to go to her in-laws all on the same day. So, I mean, we're just there because we're out of town. So we're just there hang with my parents. We now go to sushi to eat dinner Christmas night because my other sisters leave and go to their in-laws' houses. But it is an all-day affair. And yes, Thanksgiving or Christmas Eve is a huge thing for our family too. We play the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
I don't know that we have enough time to talk about that right now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And none of this actually matters to what our podcast pertains to, although we hope that this put a smile on some of your faces and that your dopamine is just flowing right now. But anyways, what we really wanted to talk about today
was some physical components. We haven't talked black and white about things like back pain, knee pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, and coming back to some basic fundamentals to get you through these next 2 weeks that most people are slacking. Most people are slowing down on their gym routines or putting them on pause completely. Most people are traveling. Most people are sitting more than they would normally be sitting through the holidays. Most people are socializing more at parties or whatever it is. And things are just different for these next 2 weeks than they typically are. And most people, how many times can I say most in 2 minutes? Most people are waiting for January 2nd, that magical day after New Year's Day, to quote unquote get back into things and get back on the bandwagon. So a couple of things that you can do right out of the gate to help minimize your regression, because if you don't keep progressing, you will regress. The extent of the regression is what you have control of. So think about that for a minute. There's nothing in life, there's nothing living on planet Earth that maintains a status quo. Anything living on planet Earth is either growing or it's dying. It's either getting better or it's getting worse. Nothing alive stays the same. Now, we could go and we could debate this for hours. But just for the purposes of this podcast, let's just go ahead and agree that nothing stays the same. Nothing alive stays the same. It's either getting better or it's getting worse or it's growing or it's dying.
Right, because even those of you that say, oh, I'm just the same as I was last year. Well, not really, because you're a year older. So you're 1 year older than you were last time. You're 1 year closer to, this is morbid, but death. And if you're not improving something, you're not getting stronger. You're not getting better. You're not staying the same. You're actually worse.
Yeah. And here's the reality is the body is the most efficient machine on the planet. We've talked about this many times over the past 4 or 5 years. The body is the most explicit example of if you don't use it, you lose it. Muscle is the classic point where there's a reason why bodybuilders require 5,000 calories a day.
Right.
There's a reason why. Because in order to maintain all of that excessive muscle mass, you have to feed it.
Right. Which muscle requires more energy. It burns more at rest. So when you have more muscle mass than fat mass, your body actually burns more calories sitting still than it does if you have more fat mass.
Yeah, I think we could even get more blunt. Fat mass doesn't burn calories.
No, it doesn't.
Fat is fat.
Right.
And it doesn't do anything.
Right.
Except weigh you down.
Right.
Yep. So if you go back to the basic fundamentals, the human body, if you go back to caveman days, the human body was a very basic form where a normal, typical body is not going to have more than 15% body fat. and it's not going to be excessively bulky in muscle. And the reason why was because meals were not predictable.
Right.
You didn't know when the next time you were going to kill a deer was. You didn't know when the next time you were going to randomly come across an apple tree. You didn't know any of these things. So the human body was very lean and very efficient. So now we fast forward, or I'm sorry, I'm not ready to fast forward yet. That is what led to the evolution of you don't use it, you lose it. So there's no reason to maintain excessive muscle on your body if you weren't using it on a regular basis and you are not able to feed it on a regular basis.
Right.
So two things must be true. If you're going to maintain muscle mass, you have to use the muscle mass. You have to use that muscle you have, and you have to feed it. Mm-hmm. Right?
Right.
The problem is, through the holidays, we tend to just feed it. And we tend to feed it shit.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not feeding it the right type of calories for muscle. Yes.
Yeah. And we don't use it.
Right.
So it's like, okay, we're going to take 2 weeks off, but you don't see explicitly black and white. You don't see how much muscle mass you're actually losing. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that you get to do for years now is you have your body mass index, your scale.
Right.
And you can see exactly the percentage of fat mass to muscle mass to water weight. You can see all of these things.
Right. On the body composition scale.
On
yes.
the body composition scale. And the amount of change that occurs in 2 weeks is ridiculous.
If you're not doing the right things. Though if you're just a teeny bit mindful, you can usually maintain.
We're going to talk about the teeny bit mindful here in a minute because it's one of the things that I try to do because I'm not religious. You and your sister are insane. Usually yes. Insane. 99.9% of the time, you and your sister are insane. You guys don't slow down. You don't miss a beat. Me, I miss quite a few beats.
Not all the beats, but most.
Yeah.
No, I shouldn't say most.
Some. Not most.
Some.
Yeah, I miss beats. So I have to figure out a way to get around it.
Right.
But before we get into all that, being able to see what you see just in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, how much muscle mass can you lose in 2 weeks if you don't do any appropriate exercise or feed yourself the right way?
That's a really hard question because, of course, it's going to depend on the individual and their body composition type. But it could be anywhere from 1 to 3 pounds in 2 weeks of muscle mass lost.
Let's just say 1. Mm-hmm. You could lose 1 pound of muscle mass in 2 weeks.
Which often can take a month to gain back.
If you do it the right way.
Right.
How long does it take somebody to gain a pound of muscle mass on average?
2 to 4 weeks.
If you're doing it the right way.
If you do 100% correct.
Exactly.
Yes.
So now, come on. How long does it take?
A month is probably average to gain a pound of muscle.
So it takes 2 weeks to lose it and a month to gain it back. Mm-hmm. Now, what if you've taken most of December kind of lighter?
Oh, then you're looking at 2 pounds of muscle loss in the month.
So if you lose 2 pounds of muscle, how long would it take to get 2 pounds back?
2 months back.
If you do it all the right way.
If you do it the right way.
Now, let's be realistic here. Most people are not going to do it the right way.
Correct.
Most people are not going to hit the ground running in January and not miss a beat.
Correct.
Because usually the excitement peters off around Valentine's Day.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. So the reality is you lost 2 pounds of muscle mass and you might get it back by Memorial Day.
Yes.
You might.
Yeah.
So now we're in this ebb and flow of you took a step forward, you took 2 steps back, you took a step forward, so now you're back at even, and now you have to take a quarter step forward again, a quarter step forward again. Now you're barely back to where you were back in November a year ago, and it's this vicious cycle, and that's what leads to the aging process.
Right. And naturally, because of our hormones and the way they're changing, even if you're taking hormone replacement or not, your body is naturally losing muscle mass every single day, naturally, plus feeding it garbage and not doing your normal exercise routine. That just compounds it.
Yeah. So here's one thing that I do behind the scenes, and I don't do this a whole lot because despite the joking around that we were saying 5 minutes ago, I do try to be pretty disciplined through the holidays as far as getting actual workouts in. But if I'm in Missouri or Kansas and I'm hunting, chances are I'm not going to leave the tree stand and go spend 2 to 3 hours driving to the gym, working out, driving back from the gym, showering, and getting back into hunting mode. So one of the things that I will do is the motto that I've been living by and preaching by for years now, which is 50 squats a day keeps Jake Berman away, because it literally takes me 60 seconds to do 50 squats. Mm-hmm. And if I do 50 squats, my lower half of my body is taken care of in my eyes. I just did 50 squats. Mm-hmm. So it's going to atrophy slower than if I did 0 squats.
Right.
And it took me an entire 60 seconds. And then the other thing that I'll do is I'll try to do 100 push-ups. Most of the time I can get pretty close to 50 push-ups before taking a break. I'll rest and I'll do another 25 and then another 25. So the whole thing takes me less than 5 minutes. I'll do I'll do 50 squats and 100 push-ups, and that's good enough for me to justify going and sitting on my ass in a freezing cold tree stand for 6 to 8 hours.
Right. Your thermogenic effect of freezing in the tree stand's also helping,
Shivering. Yeah.
And it's not just about the activity, of course. Like in doing 50 squats and 100 push-ups every single day for 365 days is not going to maintain you, right?
No,
We've talked about that on needing progressive overload and needing to increase intensity, reps, or weights of some kind to continue to progress. But during a 1 to 2 week period where we're in the holiday mode, we're traveling, we're hunting, we're going to more activities where we can't get actually to the gym for an hour, hour and a half, then yes, that type of activity will at least maintain you through the holiday season. And that goes along with the diet, the meal plan, of course. You can't just have a free-for-all of food and no protein in your diet and expect that the 50 squats, 100 push-ups is going to maintain you.
Yes. So if we had to get really black and white, 50 squats a day keeps Jake Berman away. Throw in the push-ups. Try to get to 100 if you can, and maintain protein.
Yeah, that would be the key factor for sure.
If you did those 3 things over the next 2 weeks, you're going to hit the ground much faster January than the people that are not.
Right. And this year, because January 1st is like a Thursday, I think, so January 2nd is a Friday. So many people are going to be like, I'll just start Monday the 5th. Like, that's already 5 more days that you just wasted. Don't start on Monday. Start now. Don't wait even till January 2nd, but please don't wait till Monday, January 5th.
Ideally, you don't have to start because you never stopped.
That's true.
Yeah.
Touché.
We just need to speed up.
And refocus 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Like
awesome.
it?
Yes. Merry Christmas Eve week to everybody.
Yay.
It's next week. Okay. Ciao for now.